Another one right here. Submission. Submission stars Stanley Tucci, Addison Timlin, and Kira Sedgwick. And it's a pretty interesting movie. I didn't know what to expect from it. I checked it out kind of on a whim. Because I looked it up, read the synopsis, and then saw the trailer. And essentially what it is Stanley Tucci, he plays this struggling author who teaches writing at a small liberal arts college. His character's name is Ted Swenson. And he's pretty much discontent in his marriage. He's married to Sherry, played by Kira Sedgwick. And of course he drinks too much, like a lot of authors, writers. And he dislikes his colleagues. And for the most part, he's uninspired by most of his students. Of course, until one charming student comes along and catches his attention, Angela, who's played by, of course, Addison Timlin. And one day when she shows up in class, and then, afterwards, she asks him to read the first chapter of a novel she's working on. And he agrees to it, and he pretty much likes it after the first read. And he begins kind of nurturing her writing career as far as, her novel is concerned. And they begin getting closer, of course, and then pretty soon, like, the lines become blurred as to, whether he's, I guess, kind of victimizing her, or if she's victimizing him. And it's very interesting because it's kind of like a back and forth thing. Originally, I guess, the only thing I kind of expected, I thought it was going to be kind of like your typical story of, young female college student. She gets seduced by her older college teacher, professor, which is, it kind of is like kind of what the story is, but not entirely. I will say that Addison Timler, she gives a really strong performance, really strong, powerful. Same with Stanley Tucci, really awesome performance. Kira Sedgwick as well. Also, the other, I think she's still a comedian. Janine Garofalo is in this. She plays like another teacher, but she's not like a comic relief or anything. There really isn't like any kind of like big comic relief in this movie. It's mostly a drama, and it's kind of like there's moments where it gets kind of dark, and then there's moments where it gets, I guess you could say, sultry, sexy, and then it kind of goes back to being just a drama. And I mean, Addison Timlin's character, Angela, she comes off like, I guess I didn't even catch it to begin with, but definitely towards the latter half of the movie, she comes off as really manipulative, I got tongue-tied there. Manipulative, because she'll like for example, there's one scene where, I don't want to give too much away, but like there's one scene where she tells him that she wants to keep showing him more chapters of her novel, but she can't because the hard drive on her laptop recently crashed, and she doesn't have a ride into town or something. So because she could easily get another one, but she doesn't want to purchase one online because she did that before. and it was a hassle when she had to repair, a different laptop that she had purchased online. So she'd rather go in person. So she asked, her teacher, Stanley Tucci's character, Ted Swenson, she asked him for a ride into town so she could go to like a Best Buy or something. And of course, initially he's reluctant to do it. But then I think what ultimately motivates him to agree to it is because he feels that she has a promising writing career. So he agrees to it, and he tells her, yeah, I'll take you tomorrow morning, and so they do that, and they go. She gets a new computer, actually like some kind of desktop or something. And then he takes her back to her dorm, and she asks him, if he can help her to move the stuff around. I guess, help her carry the stuff and then set up her computer and all that. And but he tells her that he doesn't really know how to set up computers and all that. But still, she insists, and she tells him, well, you can just like supervise me or whatever. So then they go into her dorm room, and then she's able to set it up fairly easily. And then she goes to try to print out like a couple more chapters of her novel to give to him before he leaves. And her printer isn't working. She gets all frustrated. She like bangs on it and kicks it, and she's like looks upset. And and then he tells her, well, no, don't, it's okay, don't worry about it. You can email it to me. And she says something like, I know I really wanted to give you these 2 more chapters before you left, and then that's when he says, no, it's fine, and then he starts rubbing her shoulder, and 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 then I don't want to go into further detail after that, but I'm sure you can kind of guess where that scene goes. But I only mention it because that's an example of how manipulative Angela gets in this movie. It's nothing where like she doesn't go completely psychotic or anything like that. I'll admit I kind of expected that, but I'm glad that that's not where the story went. Because I feel like there's way too many movies like that already. Where it's like this jilted ex-lover or something like that, or psychotic lover, and but that's not what this is. And ultimately, it turns out that Angela, she knew what she was doing from the very beginning, pretty much, and I don't know. I hope I didn't give too much away of this. But it's interesting. I liked it. It's more of a character study, obviously, than anything else. But I do like that it has like at least a handful of moments where the different people, different characters are talking about the creative process and what the creative process is like for a writer, and because I could definitely relate. Me being a writer of sorts too, and and again, overall, the entire cast was great. I was actually surprised by Addison Tinley's performance in this, because I had only seen her in like 1 or 2 other movies before this one, and in those, like, she didn't really have like really big parts, but in this one, I feel like she gets just as much, I guess you would say, on-screen time as Stanley Tucci. And yeah, I mean, I really like that because it was like I was able to see, what she could really do as far as acting wise goes. And yeah, I really liked it. I just, I don't know what else to say about it. And so I guess overall I'd give it a rating of, I'd give it a rating of like 9 out of 10. As far as the ending is concerned, it's all right. It's I guess pretty decent ending. Like I said, it's just ultimately, things come to light, and yeah, you get to really see like. Well, I guess I shouldn't. I shouldn't go into further detail because I might have already given away the entire plot. I don't know. But yeah, it's just because I don't know. Otherwise, I mean, I say again, it's a pretty good character study kind of movie. I would say definitely one of the best that I've seen in a long time. Possibly in a really long time. So yeah, it's my understanding that this is based on a novel. I want to say the novel's title something like Angel or Blue Angel or something like that. I don't know. Let me know if you know about that. I gotta look that up. But yeah, again, I give this solid 9 out of 10. Strong cast in this, pretty much the entire cast. Great performances throughout. And pretty much, if you're looking to watch something with strong performances in it, then I highly recommend watching this at least once. So there you go. That'll do it for my review of Submission. Once again, I give it 9 out of 10. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.